In this video, I'll show you how to use this habit tracker and also show you the features that I've incorporated into the spreadsheet. So without further ado, let's begin. Just a overview on this habit tracker. Down here you have tabs M1 to M12, and each M tab represents a month of the year. And each month tab you have 4 sections. And the first section, if I zoom in, is for your habits, where you do from 1 to 7 habits per week. So you could choose Monday or Tuesday, so anything from 1 to 7 days for each week. And if you come down to the second section here, this is for your high number or your measurement habits. For instance, sleep 8 hours. You would put in a minimum and a maximum, perhaps a minimum of 6 hours and a maximum of 8 hours. And if you meet the target, it'll highlight green. And if you're under or over, it'll be either red or blue, whatever you've chosen. The third section here is for your water drinking habit. And this would be unticked, and you would have your glasses here and your jug. And you can choose from 1 to 8 glasses per day. And as you tick it off, you get a counter, and your full glass goes empty and also counts up with a number inside there. You don't have to use it for water. You could check these two and use it for any habit where you do 1 to 8 habits for that particular habit a day. So a routine of 1 to 8 per day. So this section is only for one habit. And if you come down to the fourth section here, you've got a few things in here. This is for daily routines, like, for instance, making beds. Something that you don't need to form a habit, something that is regular, and in essence, you just need a checklist to make sure you've done it. And when you tick it off, it'll go fade. You'll get a strike through. And this one is for weekly tasks. For instance, washing car. You do that once a week. And if you tick it off, the number will count up, and you've got 5 weeks to tick off here. So this is similar. It's your monthly tasks, something you might do once a month. And you've got 2 little sections here for notes. This spreadsheet only contains formulas. It doesn't contain macros or scripts, program scripts. So if you're someone with a passion for spreadsheets and perhaps a intermediate knowledge of formulas, you can do something similar too. I'm sure most of you have seen habit trackers before, where you have this format of checkboxes or tick boxes, and as you do a habit, you tick them. Well, this habit tracker has this little checkbox menu where you can have 4 main combinations, and if you want to count the little differences, you could have 8 combinations, but 4 main combinations. And if I untick these checkboxes, these tick boxes here will be hidden, and it takes a few seconds. But now if I say choose a Tuesday and a Thursday, then those habit days are visible. But let's start the traditional way with all the tick boxes showing. So now with all the check boxes showing as in the traditional way, if I put in a habit, say gym, and then I tick, say, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for gym, you will see those habit days are made bold, and non-habit days are faint. If we do walk as a habit, and choose Tuesday and Thursdays. You can see there Tuesday and Thursday bold, non-habit days faint. Over here you have the total number of habits showing. So if I had no caffeine, you can see it's increased to 3 there. As well as over here, these are the number of habits you have for that particular habit for the week. So 3 there for gym and 2 there for walk. If you wanted all 7 days, you would choose this all column here, and all 7 tick boxes are made bold. Then when you tick off a habit, like that, Monday or Wednesday, the sparkline bar will show you your progress as well as the percentage column over here. This section is the total for the week. So you have a sparkline bar here, which can be changed to various options. I'll show you down with this menu down here. And you have your percentage over here. So if you're 100%, it'll show you there on that sparkline bar. And overall, for all these habits, 25%. So when you tick a non-habit day, it's going to look like that. Whereas with a habit day, you're going to have a highlighted area around the actual tick, like that. And earlier, I talked about 4 main combinations when you can have when you tick these boxes. I'm actually referring to the view of this section here, this habit tracker section. And so this is one of the combinations where you have this view. I'm going to zoom in. It's zoomed out at 90%. I'm going to zoom in at perhaps 150%. Maybe let's go back down to 125. So if I tick that one, and perhaps all of these, that's the sort of combination view you're going to have. If you come down, you could tick this one for the second main combination view, highlight whole row when 100%. So if you tick that, and you come up here, give it a few seconds, and you can see now when the row is 100%, the whole row gets highlighted. If you untick that, it's not highlighted. So that's your second combination I was talking about. You could have it like that, and we'll just untick all of these. Another way to tick and untick multiple tick boxes is if you highlight the area, push your spacebar, they'll all be ticked, push it again, and there we are, they're all unticked. So that's a quick way. Now for the third combination, if you untick these 2 check boxes, wait a few seconds, and then the check boxes will be hidden, except the ones you have chosen as habit days. Now, when you tick a habit, you get that beautiful pattern. So that's your third combination. And this is how I use it. There is only one negative, is when you have hidden checkboxes. If you try to untick it, you're going to get this message. You've clicked on a checkbox that is not visible. Toggle anyway, and you could toggle it. Otherwise, you could do the highlight area, push your spacebar once, twice to untick it. But yeah, this is the third combination view that I use. And the fourth one is if you untick this highlight whole row 100%, then you're going to get this view that comes up now, where you just get a highlight of the actual habit days. So if you had this one there, just the habit days, get highlighted. As mentioned before, at the end of the week habits here, you have your week totals. And if you go right to the end here, you have your month totals, which includes your longest streak and your last streak. And now, if I go through the 3 drop-down menus you have here, the main one here is for your 10 color themes. And you have across theme 1, across theme 2, and then down themes. 8 down themes here. And when I say across theme 1 and 2, I'm talking about going across here. You have different shades of color. So the first one is pink. The cross 2 will be green. So it gives a lovely effect. If you have a look at the green one, we do all, and we just highlight that, or tick the tick boxes. You can see the different shades there of the green as well. Let's just highlight a few more tick boxes here, or tick them so they get highlighted, just to show you the effect of these different color themes. So let's go back to across theme 1. That's the pink. Across theme 2. And then down themes. So down theme 1, when I say down theme, everything is the same shade going down. So let's highlight, tick these ones across here. And so that's the sort of pattern you get. Down theme 2. Down theme 3. And 4. Down theme 5. Down theme 6. That's also pink like across theme 1, except, as I said before, one shade for down themes. Down theme 7. And down theme 8. So that's quite a unique feature. I think I've seen a few people who offer their color themes as a separate package, whereas here you have all 10 color themes in one. So let's go back to the first month, which is January. You can actually change a month with this drop down. So actually that's a 4th drop down. If you change, say, to February, you go across, all the other months get updated. So you have tabs M1 through to M12 down the bottom here, one for each month, and you have 4 extra tabs: your goals, your stats, customize, and icons, which we'll go through later. But as I said, you choose your month where you want to start, the rest of the months update. You can choose your year. You can use this for as many years as you want. Another thing is when you change your month and your year, it can take up to roughly a minute to update over here, because it's working through all the months down here. And I suppose it also depends on the speed of your laptop or computer. how long it takes. But if I change this to 2024, you can see it hasn't updated yet. We give it some time. And sometimes you might see the same day here, Wednesday, or something like that. It's still working even though it changes to that, so you still give it another 30 seconds or so. But here we're still waiting for it to change. There we are. That's what I'm talking about. Thursday. Here it's showing Wednesday, Thursday, but it will still update. Give it a few more seconds, a minute maybe. See how long it takes. And remember, you're just doing this at the start, so normally once a year. There we are, it's changed now, correct? You're just doing this at the start of your habit tracking, so it shouldn't be a problem. You're not changing all the time. It should just be once a year. This habit tracker is based on a monthly basis, so at the start of every month it's the first. This will always be the first, second, third, first to the 7th, 8th to the 14th. But your days up here is what changes. So when you change the month or year, your days here that change. Okay, so that's changed, but it hasn't corrected here. You would give it another 30 seconds to a minute, and then that would be updated. Okay, there we are. Now, just to recap, if you tick your habit tick boxes, you're going to get your percentage increasing there and your sparkline bar. When you tick a non-habit box, nothing changes. So even if they ticked, it's still only working on your habit days. Same for there, you can see all the boxes are ticked, but it's only worked on those 3 habit days for this selection here. So if I highlight that all, you can see that everything's ticked, but it's only working on your habit days. And how would you tell which is your habit days? Well, you could use this checkbox and tick the non-habit days, and then you'll just see your habit days only. And that also helps if you're trying to count your streaks. So if you come down here, you can see the longest streak is 6, the last streak is 2 for that first habit. So there we are, the last streak. If you untick that, it's 1. If you untick that, it's 2. So it's counting these 2. And if I tick here, it's going to count the 6 here plus the other 2 here, and this one makes 9. So your last streak, oops, let's go back. So your last streak should be 9. Longest streak 9. You could break that up again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 5 for your streaks there. Tick this one, your last streak becomes 1. So that's a way of checking your streaks by toggling on these habit tick boxes. So we toggle that off. All the boxes disappear. And if you want to check your tick boxes, of course, you would toggle it back on. So you absolutely should not need to be checking your tick boxes if you're using it properly as a habit tracker, because when you do a habit, you're just going to be ticking your habits and not your non-habit days. And you don't untick a habit if you've done a habit, right? So that was just before a scenario of how you could use these tick boxes. But if you are doing it correctly, there's no need to be checking your non-habit days. And the same for the streak. It's automated, so you don't need to be checking that. But that was just before showing you the ins and outs of these options here. Throughout the monthly sheets here, you have sparkline bars. You have for the weekly habits and the weekly total. Across here for the month totals and this month total. And also your drinking water habit has a sparkline bar over here. The sparkline bar can change colors. You can use a shortcut to get to customize. This is where you would choose your colors. You would put in a color name that's recognized by Google Sheets or a hex code. And you actually can choose your percentage at which they change as well. You don't have to have 5 colors like I have here. You could have 2 colors by putting, say, orange, 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 and then green, green. You could have 3 colors by putting maybe orange, orange, blue, and then green, green. So the choice is yours. So we go back here. If you tick this habit at 14%, it's orange. 25% blue. 50% the lighter blue. 75%. You got the light green, and then 100%. You got the dark green. And so the same happens here. The colors are there and there, and across here as well. So those colors are your choice. You can choose them, and you can choose the percent they change at as well. And if we go down to this menu here, this menu affects your weekly habits here. You've got 3 choices. You can display nothing, so you can say hide, so nothing's there. You can do the bar as we just had, or you could have a number. So there we are showing you've done 1 out of 7 habits here for the week, 1 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, and you've done 2 out of 2. So that little drop-down menu relates to this here, and here, and here, and so on. Then you have the bigger one here, which has the bar for up here, your weekly total, which we already have, and then you could also have the weekly number there. So 9 out of 21 habits. So you got 7 plus 4, 11, 15, 19, 20, 21. And you've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 21. Otherwise, if you don't want the number, you've got a choice of 12 icons here. So if we put weekly icon 1, it has a little encouragement note there, health is wealth. We choose a different icon, say icon 5, take care of your body. So they're just little icons that you can display. So you could have, say, the weekly icon 1 here, and then you could go to the next month, and you could choose your weekly icon 2 for there, sleep well, and you can have a different icon for each month, because there's 12 sets here. So that's how this drop-down menu operates. You've got the bar, you've got the weekly number, and you've got 12 icons you can choose from. The icons are changeable. So perhaps if you go down to customize, you can see you have a shortcuts there. You can click on icon to get to the icon tab, or you just click down there for the icon tab. And here are your icons. So you've got your different weeks all the way up to 12 here. You can change these icons by just clicking there. Then you would get into your file here. You insert image, image in cell, and then you would choose your image. You browse your computer and choose the image you want to put into that cell. So you could use these images, or you could put your own. You also could change your percentage at which they change at like the color bars, the sparkline bars earlier. So you choose your percentage, you can choose your icons as well. So that's another little feature I've incorporated into the spreadsheet. So the choice is yours there. So just recapping, with the icons and with the sparkline bar, you can choose your percent that they change at, like that. Changes with the percent you choose. So also these numbers will count up as well. If you don't want anything up there, you could go to this little tick box here where it says hide week total. If you tick that, everything's hidden in your weekly totals. Untick it, and everything's back. The same for these totals. These are your weekdays. So for instance, you got 1 out of 1 habit here, you got 3 out of 3, 1 out of 1, 3 out of 3. This one you got 4 out of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 habits. If you don't want this there, it's the second tick box here that will hide that. And that will bring me onto the customize page, or translate page if you want. If you go there, you can add your name, or you could actually hide this. So if you go customize, and you go down here, you could type in your name. So you put Sarah or Sarah, and you go back, Sarah's habit tracker. If you want to hide it, go back to customize, and you go and you tick here, and that will hide it. You can use these shortcuts here to get to any month, to the icons, to the year stats, the year goals. So we'll go back to the first month. You can see the name is now hidden. Let's go back to customize again. On this customize sheet, you can put your own labels or terms. If you don't like cross theme 1, you can choose whatever label you want there. If you want to change it into your own language, you can change it into your own language as well. You do that in the white, where there's white backgrounds. You don't change the grey backgrounds. These are a reference for you to show you what the original label was. So if you want to change them in the white. This has just got a cell reference to here. So if you did change it to, say, part 1 or something, if you want to get it back, you can either type in week 1, or you can just add and refer to that. So just put the reference back, refer to that cell. So there's many things you can change here. If you are searching for perhaps a term you want to change, like say last streak here, it's pretty hard to find it. You can always click on find. I think it's actually control find on Windows. So control F, there we are. And you would say last There we go, last streak just come up there. That's a quick way to find Control F for Windows laptops and computers. I'm not sure what it is for the Apple, the iOS, Apple. For instance, here you could change the off. So when you go to your months, you got 707, 304. Same for here. Same for here. So all of these you could just go to your customize. If you don't like off, you could put the slash. Go back to your sheet, and you can see it's all slashes there. So the choice is yours. You can have it how you want to translate it, your own labels, which is a pretty neat feature. As for section 2, if we go down, section 2 is for your high number habits or your measurement habits. Some might call it numerical habits, such as sleep. You would put a minimum and maximum for each habit. So I would put 7 and 8. So I'd want to sleep between 7 and 8 hours. Here you would choose to highlight the unders and overs. So I do mind if I sleep less than 7 hours, so I would want that highlighted in red. I don't mind if I go over 8 hours, but I still want to know, so I'll highlight that in blue. And then you over here is your days. So you would put whatever hours you sleep. So you sleep 8 hours, highlights in green because you're on target. If it's 5 hours, red, you're under. If it's 9 hours, you're over, blue. So this gives you a good visual pattern of how you're doing. You would want to see greens to know that you're on target. So you can easily color coordinate how you're doing there with your habits. I don't like to have, some people would have pull down this bar so they could see the day here and relate the day to your habit. It makes the working area a bit small for me, so what I have done, I'll take that off. I have put these little tick boxes here to show the year and show the days as well, so I can see the days like that. The choice is yours. You could either do what a lot of people do, split the screen here, or use these tick boxes for your days. So, yep, that's a pretty neat way of measuring your habits. For instance, I use it for calories. So if I put 2000 on minimum and 22 for my max, I really want to know if I'm going over, and I don't mind if I'm going under. So it's opposite to sleep. Blue for under, red for over. So if I'm going to go over, it's going to be in red. If I'm on target, green. If I'm under, blue. So that's really a great way of tracking your habits. And at the end here, you've got your totals with your sparkline bar as well. And you've got your average for the month. So 7 hours sleep there, almost 2,000 calories there. Yes, so you have this weekly total. It shows you that you've been on target for 5 days, the greens, out of 7. And then with this habit, so far you've been on target for 1 day, and then you got your averages. 7 hours there for the week, 1,967 calories for the week. If we put, say, 2,500 there, Your weekly average goes up, and your monthly average should be up as well. You will get that days on target as well, 1 out of 4. Days missed, 3 out of 4. So it's actually counting the days you do a habit. If you want days that you don't do a habit, you can actually leave it blank. I'm just thinking of, say, for instance, you want to walk 5, maybe in US it would be miles, in UK or Australia kilometers. So you put 5 there. You don't mind if you go over. You could put 10. You don't mind if you go under. So you want to highlight that red, blue for over if you want. You don't even have to have a color if you're not concerned. So we got 5. And this little section here is your units. If you just want to know what your units say, you can put kilometers or miles, and then it'll just pop up there and at the end there. So if I don't want to measure that day, so I only walk on, say, Wednesday and a Friday, you can leave that blank. So 2 days on target. And Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Those are all green. And then it's only measuring the days that you have put as a habit, 3 out of 3 days on target. So if you don't want to measure it as a habit day, leave it blank. If you do, and you didn't walk, you put 0. Right? 0, 0, and 0. So if you do want to measure it as a habit day, put 0. And then it's going to tell you on target 3 out of 7, missed 4 out of 7. And your average should come down. So this is a neat way of doing measurement habit trackers. I find it a great help, and I'm sure you would also find it great help. You have your daily totals at the bottom here as well. Your third section down here is your water drinking habit, and you can choose between 1 and 8 times a day. Perhaps you want to start easier and drink 4 glasses a day, and as you tick it off, the jug appears. The glass goes from full to empty, and both of them count up. When you reach 100%, it shows you 1 day on target there. You get to 2 days on target, 100% there, 2 days on target. And of course, your sparkline bar counts up as well in your percent, and also changes colors to what you would have chosen in the beginning there. So it changes color. So it's a great way to visualize your drinking water habit. If you go to the end here, you get your month's total, you get the number of days you're on target out of 28. It's been February. Number of times you've completed, and your daily average. Of course, you don't have to use it for water. You could hide the jug and hide the glasses, and perhaps you could put prayer or meditate. You want to do that like 3 times a day. Then you could do that as well. So the choice is yours. Use it for water or use it for any other habit. And like this one up here, previous section 2, I've put this in here for the month, for the days and the month and year here. So it's easy to track which day you're doing your habit. The fourth and final section for monthly tabs has a few things in it. You have daily routines. Basically, for any routine you have every day that you don't need to form a habit, something that you automatically do, but you just want a checklist to make sure you've done it, like make bed, pack your phone charger, and you would tick it off, and it will fade and strike through. And then, because it's daily routine for the next day, you would highlight and delete it, and clear that, push spacebar twice, and then use it for the next day. This one's for your weekly tasks, and you would tick it off, and for each week, and it would just count up. It won't delete, won't strike through, but it would count how many weeks you've done. And if you add in another task, you can see it was automatically counts how many tasks you have in there. It's the same with section 1 and 2 of your daily habits. That's for your monthly tasks, and when you tick that off, that will be strike through and fade as well. And these two are just for notes. Actually, if you're doing daily routines here, you would just clear your tick boxes and not delete these if you're doing it as a daily routine. And if we go onto your year goals tab, this is your goals for the year. For instance, you've got 8 categories here. You could change them to whatever you want. But under spiritual year, you might want to read the entire Bible in 1 year. And you would tick it off if you accomplish that. Maybe save your first 10,000 or 100,000. Self-care, stop biting nails. Careers or business, start a side business. Bucket list, climb your local mountain or do a dolphin tour. So just a little section for you to have your yearly goals. And the final tab here just has some monthly stats. It will give you 3 sections here from your month tabs. You will have your maximum highlighted in green, your highest average here, and your lowest in red for all these 3 sections. And then you'll have your highest monthly percent here and your longest streak for whatever month it is. It'll show it over here with the actual habit. So I hope you found this habit tracker interesting, and enjoy it. If you get it, enjoy it as much as I do. Thanks for watching.